Welcome back to the channel. So I'm finally cleaning out, organizing, setting up my tools, building shelving, working on my garage. So I've been in the new house for a few years now and I haven't been able to get here. But after working in the garage for the past 2 days, I'm over here by the door window to get some light. I realized how abysmal the lighting in here was. So I have these fluorescent lights. I had two. I already removed the other one down there and installed these super slim LED low profile lights. So in this video, I'm just going to go over and install a review process of the lights and what I think about them. It's a cheap way to upgrade your garage lighting. So go ahead and turn on my fluorescent light here. It's old, it's humming, ballast is probably dying. Well, one of the bulbs is dead. Just gross light. As you saw in the intro, I already installed some of the LED lights. They also have a switch. I just have them off right now for this. Much brighter, really low profile, super affordable. I bought a 6-pack for less than 50 bucks, so it's like $8 a light. And I thought I was going to do multiple rows, but I just put these 3 in one row here, and it's already way broader than the fluorescents were. I did have a second fluorescent light here that I already removed, but it was in just as bad shape as that one. The other thing that sucked is anytime I run power tools or anything that draws current, like my air compressor here, you can see it makes the fluorescent lights flicker and shut off. So I'll go over a little bit of the install and review of these actual lights, and I'll have a link in the description if you want to check them out yourself. Again, really cheap and easy to install yourself. So I was about to start going over the lights and what you get in the package, but the dang humming is bothering me. So let's get rid of that. Here are the lights. Like I said, I got a 6-pack of the advertised 4-foot long lights. They're super lightweight, like ounces. Like this whole box of 6 lights, and all the wiring was lighter than one of those fluorescent lights that I took off the ceiling. But to measure your depth, so you're just under 1.5 inches depth from the ceiling, and 3/4 to 7/8 wide, and that's the size. I will say it isn't exactly 4 feet long. If you actually measure the light, this came up when I was installing mine, because I calculated 48 inches or 4 feet when I was measuring the span to mount them. The light itself is 46 inches, and I think they're getting the 48 from the inch of the plug that you need to account for on each side when you're spacing. So it comes with multiple wiring. So it comes with a dedicated plug-in adapter with a switch for each individual light. So 6 lights and 6 of these, and then it comes with 5 of the interconnecting pieces, right? Because you wouldn't need 6 if you were going to put them all in series. It says these model you can wire up to 8 in series. I just have 3 in series here, but you can see these things are just male and female plug and play. So just make sure you have them aligned the correct way. So it came with 5 of these, and then it comes with really low profile minimalist mounting hardware. So these little steel clips and the little screws that hold them. Now these lights are so light, I didn't need to go into a stud. I didn't install any anchors. I just did a 1/16 drill bit for a pilot built for these little screws, and then just lightly tighten these clips in. And I didn't fully tighten them because you need 2 clips per light. And you can also adjust your light, so you can slide it left and right. Because I didn't measure anything crazy, I set my lights up in the center of this span from this beam to the front of the garage. And then I did, only specialized tool I use, which you don't need, I did have my laser set up over here. And I just used it to shoot the center of the wall that I measured on this side onto that side, so I could get all my lights in line. You can see the laser a little bit, and that's just helpful. Not exactly needed, but will help you with it. But yeah, so that's basically what the kit came with. And then I'll go over a little bit of just how it mounts. It's really simple, really easy to do. I'm probably going to install some more On the other side of my garage, I didn't have lights here when I moved in. I can see on the ceiling, so I have another one of these switched outlets, and I can see remnants of where a light fixture used to be. I do have a garage door opener on that side, so if I did a light long ways, it'd be kind of cramped. So I do think I'll put one in long ways here where one used to be, and then maybe between the two garage doors, one long ways here. But you have lots of options. You can also mount it above a workbench. I thought about, I got 6. If I install those 2 there, the 6th one, I could just, plug into an outlet, mount like above my workbench or like a work area on the other side, and just have switched light, extra light where I'm working when I need it. So I like that feature as well. But yeah, let's do some measuring and go over the install process. I'll install the one right here. And before I forget to mention, these lights are advertised. Yeah, it'd have been way too much light over here if I did a whole nother row of these. They're advertised as 2200 lumens each and 20 watts of energy consumption. So these 3 LED light bars is the same as a 60 watt incandescent bulb for energy consumption, which is pretty cool. And these put out a lot of light, even in the daytime here. I do have light coming in from these windows. So quite a bit of light, and they have different color temperatures. I went with 5000K. They have the standard choices when you order of which ones you want. They do come in different lengths, 2 foot, 8 foot lengths. So be aware of that. So when you're shopping for these, again, I'll leave the link, but different options. Before I do the install, somebody might find this helpful. So I'm going to go over a little bit of how to remove your old light. So these bulbs twist, and got one side lined up. These bulbs just twist and come out. So first thing, take your old fluorescent bulbs out. So yeah, your light may mount or look differently that you have to remove. Yeah, I was able to just pry the end of that down. And I actually don't see a ballast. Ooh, it's got one of those like little digital ballasts. Weird. It doesn't have the other one had a big black large ballast. So it looks like this light is newer than the old one. Again, the one I removed over there is probably original to the house, 35 years old. This one seems newer. But I've exposed the screws that are mounting it to the ceiling. They actually look like flat tips. So I'm going to use the same flat tip screwdriver and just remove those screws. Yeah, so this fixture had the slotted one, so after I did the screws, I left the one loose, and I just shimmied it over off what was holding it, and it popped right down. Again, this little aluminum fixture, without even a big ballast, is heavier than all those bulbs combined. They are super lightweight, really, really easy to install. So, all right, let's go jump into installing one of the lights over there. I'll show you that process. All right, we're ready to start mounting. Basically, I actually used the old mounting screws from the whatever old light fixture looks like used to be here. It wasn't perfectly straight because I had my laser on it. They were about 1/4 inch off. But no, the laser's great for that. So I just have it off spaced 12 inches from this beam to center it between the plug and the beam basically. And then I have a piece of blue tape marked in the center of the room, and that's where I'm going to center my light. So right now I'm going to mark where I need to install my 2 mounting clips. So I'm just going to go about 12 inches out from the center in either direction, make a little mark with a pencil, and that's where I'll install the clips. And again, you don't have to be super precise with this, because when you clip the light in, you can shimmy it to center it once it's mounted, which is what I did to get all those lined up and all the connecting cords in between tight. Is I just measured and shimmied them in the clips until I had them perfectly aligned, side to side in the room. So I'll go out a little bit, probably right about there, make a little pencil mark, do the same on the other side, and then we'll go drill some pilot bits. Again, nothing super precise, doesn't need to be. Grab my drill 2 pilot bits at those marks, and we're ready to install the clips. And I'm using a 1/16 drill bit. It's a drill bit that's a tad smaller than these screw sizes. So I'm just going to get lined up on my laser here. Get my head out of the way so I can see the laser. And drill 2 little pilot bits, and then let's go grab the clips. So here is the clip, just a simple L-style clip with 1 screw in the center, and then detents because there's ridges on the side of the light that this light clips up into. So let's get this screwed in. I have my drill set at the lowest setting because again, I'm just going into drywall. No anchors, no studs. So I don't want to strip these. They don't need to be super tight. They're not holding hardly any weight. My drill hole right there. And I'm even leaving the clip a little loose so I can turn. So I can turn it to line it up with the other one for when I put the bulb in. So I'll go install the second clip and then I'll show you how the light installs. So a little close up of the clip installed. Have it centered on my laser. 2 clips right there. Let's get the light over, mount it up. So before I install it, I'll give you a little close up of how the clip installs. So you have these 2 indented ridges on the top of either side. So when your clip is screwed to the ceiling, like that, you can either center it and push it in, or you can get like one side started and then clip on the other side. And then it sits in that groove. And you only need 2. And again, you can slide these back and forth. Kind of hard to slide in hand right now, but that's how it works. Once it's up on the ceiling, I'll be able to slide it if I need to. But let's go get this light clipped into place. So I should mention, one side of the light is male and one side is female. That's set up if you're daisy chaining them. So the power cord will only, all the plug-in switched power cords are female. So whatever side you want the power coming in, make sure you have that oriented the correct way. In my case, because my plug-in is in the center, it honestly doesn't matter. I'll do the plug over to the right side for now. But that's something to keep in mind when you're mounting it. Again, also when you're daisy chaining them, when you're putting the next one up, make sure you have it oriented the correct way so you can plug them together. So I'm just going to roughly eyeball center here, get the back end of the clip in, and then bring the front up, and clips into place. Super easy, very secure. I mean, these are super lightweight. So let's get it plugged in. Actually, do that right now. Test it out. Ooh, very bright. I like it. So after standing back and eyeballing it, I think it's 1 inch or so too far to the left. So again, you can just hold it by the clips and slide it in the clips to help center it. So there's about 1 inch. Stand back. Oh, much better. That looks center to me. So pull this tape off. And that's the install process. Super easy. I should mention these cords are about 5 feet, so keep that in mind when you're planning. And the connecting cords are about 15 inches. So when you're measuring and planning out your space, if you want to do it before you buy them, those are the dimensions of the cords. And now that I have that center light set up, I was just playing around with, daisy chaining another one here off that one to come over to the side over by my workbench, which I may or may not do, I don't know yet. And then I do have a 6th one that I could run down the center between the 2 garage doors. But I'll finish that up after this. So that'll be it for the video. I'm really happy with them. Again, like I said, they're under 50 bucks for the 6-pack of 4-foot lights. Good brightness, good quality, super easy to install, very lightweight, lots of options for plugging them all together with all the wiring you get. So again, different lengths, different bulb temperatures. I think the 5000K is perfect for what I like. I normally don't like when they're too yellow or too blue. So 4,500 to 5,000 is what I like. I think this 5,000 is great for my garage. So yeah, really happy with it. Got a lot of light in the main use area here. And then I'll probably do a couple more here and over by my workbench. So yeah, again, link in the description to the lights I used. I know these have been out for a while, but I'm just getting around. Never used anything like this before. So very happy with it. Again, link in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more home improvement DIY videos. All right, bye.